Yo, what's up, guys? Johnny John, Next Step Fitness John. Tell me what we about to do, dog.
I'm about to hit up some Chipotle.
Yeah! Yeah, sir. So we're at Chipotle. We got our food, bowls.
And a part-time job.
Got a part-time job. The girl said I look like I know what I'm doing. I
Don't know what that means.
So we made this one keto bowl thing. Oh man, oh, that looks pretty good. I told her to put cheese on it. She barely put anything. She was all.
Why don't you just say you want extra food?
Cause I was about to fight her. All right, show him, dog.
Mine looks like freaking lettuce galore.
Turn yours towards the camera. Turn it towards the fucking camera. Right there. All right, ready? Thumbnail. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No, you didn't do it long enough. Look.
What do you mean?
No, cover your nose. If that's possible. Like that, look.
That's possible.
Alright, anyways, guys. So, in my Chipotle bowl, I got lettuce, cheese, queso, chicken, and steak. Oh, fuck. John, what'd you get, bro?
I got lettuce, guac, cheese, sour cream, half carnitas, and half steak. I never had the carnita.
I got something.
Carnitas.
Now it's hot.
It's hot.
So as you know, if you don't know us by now, doing keto, this is a keto bowl. You might have a carb or 2 or 3 from the lettuce.
But that's good.
And that's okay. But what are we gonna talk about today, man?
What
Had a potato?
about? I'm getting a lot of questions. How to get on this diet thing. I guess just how to start. John, how do you start, bro?
Well, talking about keto wise, or all right, how do you start keto? My personal opinion. Don't cut. Well, keto is what, low carb intake or no carb intake, depending on what you want to do or how you want to approach it. But the way I approached it was, I started almost like dropped it to 20 carbs, and a lot of people can do that. A lot of people I know are actually getting the keto flu, and that's okay. It's just your body getting used to the low carb intake. Well, anyways, I started off low carbs, and I think I actually ever since then I've just been dropping weight.
At first, it's water weight. People are like, "Oh my God, I'm dropping fat." At first, it's water weight, and then maybe a couple of weeks, your body will say, "Okay, he doesn't have a lot of water weight anymore. He's going to go to the fat." So, and then after that, it shouldn't be a quick thing. It should be probably 1 pound to 2 pounds a week, depending how aggressive you are with your diet. But if you stay consistent, get high-fat foods in. Like here, we have steak, the carnitas, the cheese. I got guac. He doesn't have guac. Sour cream has very little carb, but for me, it adds good taste. But John thinks otherwise. Lettuce to add more volume. It has very low carb. But I would go with foods like eggs, bacon, cheese, almonds, basically any nuts. But I get a lot of stuff like, can I get the honey roasted stuff or just the flavored ones? But you got to be careful with those. They contain carbs. There was one, it was like wasabi something, and it had 20-some grams of carbs. So obviously that's a no-no. But just be careful with just nuts in general, because once you grab a handful, you want another handful. So what else? No fruits. People are saying fruits have a lot of vitamins and a lot of stuff, but it contains a lot of sugar. And when you eat a lot of fruits, it adds up. and that's a lot of sugar. So stay away from that if you can, or just minimize it. Basically, all the vegetables except carrots. Carrots contain glucose. Tomatoes.
Tomatoes have a lot of sugar in them.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm not saying, me personally, I'm not saying don't stay away from tomatoes. Like, you can have, I'm gonna assume here you can have like a slice, a thin sliced tomato, chop it up, put it in your salad, or whatever the fuck you want to do. But try not to eat a half a tomato or a whole tomato, because I was told, and I haven't done the research, but I was told that they do have a lot of sugar in them. Same thing with the fruits. You want to stay away from keto. You want to lower your sugar intake as well. So, but yeah, basics really. High fat.
Yeah, don't think about it too much. People think of it too much.
Like a good example, and this is what the way I saw it. Everybody that does keto says it. This is basically a go-to tip. No bread, no pasta, no beans, no rice,
Potato.
no papas, no potatoes.
Papas.
You know, that's about what, 6 or 5 of them. You stay away from those. You're basically cutting out your basic carb, your high carbs. You eat a sandwich, has 2 slices of bread. That's a lot of carbs.
Right.
You like burritos, breakfast burritos, dinner burritos, whatever. Your tortilla has a lot of carbs in it. You got to cut out that tortilla. Now, if you're just starting out keto, try to maybe eat half the tortilla. Or
just take something now.
Take a bite of the tortilla and then probably get a spoon, eat the inside, just throw it away, be done with it.
But there are low carb options.
Right.
Not as good, but they're, you know, like if you're craving a burrito randomly during a keto diet, there's a brand, it's Missions and something else. It's very low carb, 5 to 6 grams per tortilla. So that's really good, especially if you only eat 2. Because me and John, we do intermittent fasting, has a lot of benefits. It fits our schedule, but that should be another video. We're not going to talk about that. I would say if you're beginning, take something out 1 week at a time, or just obviously just slowly take something out. Don't just strict your body into no carb. Don't just jump into it. Slowly get into it. You're just going to fail if you're going to do that. So I wouldn't suggest that, or I would suggest start slow.
What, bouncing off what he was saying, you know, just destroying carbs from your diet completely. I didn't go through this, but I have read about it. People that aren't used to lowering their carbs or not having any carbs, you're going to get sick. So it's a good example is, oh, I want to start a new diet. I'm going to do this keto diet. I took out all my carbs for a week. And the week after that, you end up really, really sick. It's called keto flu. And exactly what it sounds like, but it's your body getting used to it. Now, if you're that type of person that you're trying a new diet and you get bad, like a negative feel from it, let's say the keto flu, and you don't know it's keto flu, let's just say you're like, man, this diet made me really sick. You're going to stop because you started it and you got a negative effect. And that's fine. I mean,
it's your choice.
It's your choice, but you got to think about it. Okay, I got that. I got something keto flu because I cut out my carbs. Okay, well, don't just stop. I mean, if you really want to do keto, let's say, well, let me try to add carbs next time. But just don't go over your 30 grams or 20 grams or 40, whatever you're doing. You know, don't just give up because you got sick. Just do research on it.
Right.
Get better and look up why you got sick from lowering your carbs. And it'll tell you. It's called the keto flu. It's just your body making that transition.
Have you experienced it yet?
That's what I'm saying. I haven't
experienced it either. I've been on this, we've been on 2.5 months. And if you stay hydrated, get some sodium in, because if you deplete your sodium, you're going to hurt yourself. Just the electrolytes, you know, just stay hydrated, especially after workouts. If it's hot as heck outside, which it hasn't been, so.
Yeah, I guess where you live, but
oh yeah, for sure. But just stay hydrated, and you should not, if you do this right, you should not experience it.
I haven't felt it. My biggest thing when I started was, like, I know what carbs do. They give your body energy. So does a stored fat. But the biggest thing for me was that I got tired during the day so much faster than what I normally would. I could find myself falling asleep going to a call, or just during the day more than I should. And I knew that was one side effect of lowering carbs. But I didn't get the flu, which I'm glad I didn't. And now there's weeks I go probably 15 grams or less of carbs, and I know that. And, you know, I'm okay with that. Because I can eat cheese and ham and rolls. I can eat like 3 of those and maybe pop out 2 carbs from that, and that could be my lunch right there, and I'm good. But I don't go to dinner and try to finish the rest of the carbs, like 30. No, I don't do that. But anyways.
You could, but that's John.
Really, guys, basic stuff. I mean, everything we've said is real basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the keto aspect. We want to talk about, for the people that don't want to do keto, there's other ways, guys. It's not just keto, you know. There's a thing called if it fits your macros, which is you have a set macro, if you have a maintenance, and then you subtract from it to lose weight, and then you add to gain weight. And it's just basically checking your food from there. There's people that and it's usually a low fat, high carb, and the protein's the same as the carbs. So for instance, you can be there's an athlete that a YouTuber that does 50 grams of fat, 300 grams of carbs, 300 grams of protein. You can still lose weight like that, and it's crazy. And people think that it's only keto you can lose weight. No, you got to find what's right for you. And if you can't give up carbs, don't. If you're not willing to give it up, just don't.
Guys, our YouTube channel right now, if you know us, we're doing the keto diet. By no means are we telling you that you have to do the keto diet.
I know.
What we're doing is basically giving y'all advice. If you're interested, or if you want to know more about it, that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to sit here and say, you need to do it because you're going to lose weight. I'm telling you it's working for me, and I'm sharing why it's working for me and what I'm doing for keto. The same thing John's doing. We're not telling y'all what to do. But, just educate yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're trying to do. I mean, if you watch this video and we don't answer a question about keto, that's great. You can go look. There's athletes out there that are doing keto, and they post about it, guys. Keto's a thing. It's here.
Doctors too.
It's here. You can find it anywhere. But for our subscribers and people that know us, we're just giving y'all advice. I mean, that's it. We're not going to do keto forever.
I know people say it's not a lifestyle thing, and to an extent, I agree. But there's people that do this lifestyle. Like, this is
because I think it's because they build that habit of lowering their carbs, and after a while, you're just like, I got used to it. Why not?
Yes. So, I know there's some people that say, it's not a lifestyle, like we just talked about. We're just doing this to cut. And then I don't see me and John bulking in the future with keto. I really do. No, that sounds like a whole lot of constipation.
It'll be a bunch of headaches.
A headache. It's just horrible. So we will add carbs. We eat carb. We don't.
Done.
Every 3 weeks we'll go somewhere that we've been craving or something that we can both agree on, and make a channel or something, or make a video, and go all out. And that's just just to keep us sane. And we have great workouts after that cheat day, I think.
I think it's honestly 30 weeks with low carbs, sticking to a certain diet, and then we bust in a cheat meal every 3 or 4 weeks. Let's say once a month. I feel like in a way our body kind of resets itself. It's kind of like when you're working out, you got to shock your muscle eventually because you're going to hit a plateau. I think with diet wise, your cheat meal, that's important too. I feel like it reset for me. I feel like mentally wise, it gets me set up for another month of dieting. Like, what? I waited a month. I waited a month to eat a cheat meal. I can do that again. It was really good when I ate the cheat meal.
It's just
I
getting
can't
it
wait.
out of your system.
Mhm.
And just, when you do something like that, don't say, I'm going to do another cheat meal the next day, because you'll just end up failing, going back to square one. You want to immediately go back to what you were doing the next day.
And make it a meal, not a day.
Oh,
we
yeah.
did that
That's
once, and it took us like
Took
that
us a
whole week after that was pretty.
That was horrible.
It was pretty bad. But plan your cheat meal out. That Friday, let's say you go do it on, like we do it on a Saturday or Sunday because it's easier for us. So that Friday or the week, that following week before, we'll say, all right, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna eat? And we decide. I still fast. It's crazy because I'll fast on a cheat meal day, and that's fine. You don't have to fast. That's just my personal opinion. But plan it out. Oh, let's go eat breakfast. Okay, well, what are we gonna eat? Or let's do lunch, or let's do dinner. But if you go do lunch, make sure your dinner and your breakfast is not a cheat meal. Make that your keto. Just remember, it's a meal, not a day.
A whole day.
But I think we covered the basics.
And don't be afraid of, like, if you mess up, don't think of carbs as you automatically get fat stored in your body. The carbs go to your muscle as water, and it's going to, you know, it's like another source of energy, I guess, and you'll get a great pump. So when you eat carbs, it's not necessarily fat. It's just a lot of glucose stored in your muscle, and all you basically have to do is just work out the next day, and you'll basically be fine. So a lot of carbs, yeah, it might be stored fat. So I think we covered everything, brother.
Yeah, guys, this is all information. It's just stuff we've gathered, and it's all advice. Again, we're not telling y'all that you need to do keto. We're not telling you that you need to fast. We're not telling you what to eat. But if you're looking into keto and you're curious, you've come to the right place, and that's what our channel's about right now: keto and working out and losing weight.
How much you lost?
So far I've lost 32 last time I checked. So
63.
And for us, keto is working. Now, I can tell somebody else do keto and it might not work for them. That's fine. Then they can leave it alone. That's cool. Whatever. Point is, we're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to help you and answer questions if you have them. And if you stumble upon this video, hopefully we've answered some of your keto questions.
And if you stumbled upon this video, give us a like, share, subscribe this channel, baby.
From everybody here at Next Step Fitness, John and John, take the next step.